Mark, one of the things that I heard you talk about driving this transformation is the shift from IT being the builder,
Yeah.
pounding the nails, to IT now really being an architect and bringing together and orchestrating a variety of solutions and services to deliver value to the company. That sounds like a pretty big change for somebody who's been in IT. Obviously, the work is changing and the roles are changing. And so would love to hear your thoughts on what that means for a career in IT.
Sure.
And what Corning is doing to provide career opportunities now for people given this shift in the role of IT.
Yeah. So in a manufacturing company like Corning, we're not doing as much of pounding the nails as I mentioned before, but that does exist for an IT professional. They can go work for a managed services company, a software company, whatever, hardware company. But for Corning, we're becoming, as I mentioned before, much more of an integrator. So that does mean there is a change for folks at Corning. It shifts, as I mentioned, us more into the architecture and engineering activities. And for that reason, we have a technical career path that we're trying to redesign to take advantage of what's important in that role. Because it's not just about the technology. We still have to be very technically competent. We need to understand how those processes work. But in addition to that, we need to be able to work with partners. And we need to be able to convey and influence the design and direction and the architecture. So it requires some business competence, some emotional intelligence, and so forth. So we're trying to supplement what is still important in technical training with those kinds of training opportunities for the people who are going to go up that technical career path. We also have people that are going to be much more involved in being that proactive business partner. So they're going to be much more involved in solutioning and working with the businesses. In this regard, again, as we've talked about before, we're putting a lot of training in place so that people can gain this set of skills and competencies around business and how do you influence and how do you do financial analysis and how do you sell what you're delivering, in addition to the things you need to do to be a good supervisor, to really lead people. And so we put this investment in place, and what I'm seeing, what I really like about it is that we're trying to tie it to the timing of what the work getting done, because as we all know, it's applying that knowledge that's most important. So we're trying really to make sure through the cycle of business for IT that we're having the training in front of the cycle of work that has to be done. So before we do our strategy work, we're having the work that helps people define and understand how to develop a strategy. Before we do our financial planning process, we are actually having the financial training. Before we do our organizational work, every year as we go through performance reviews and envisioning for where the organization goes, we're doing that set of training in advance of that so that people get a chance to learn and apply. And through that, I think that we're getting a very positive return on an investment that we're making.